Hello everyone and welcome to this experiment which I've just set up. We will be trying to get to the Premier League with Blyth Spartans from the Vanarama National League North. We're going to change a few bits of data using the editor. What we're going to do, we are not going to be making them millionaires or billionaires just yet. Hopefully by the time I have edited enough data, that will probably come natural in a year or two. So what we're going to do, we are going to change the club attendance, which can go up to as high as 150,000 fans, and the minimum attendance and the maximum attendance will also be the same, so each game that they play at home will have the same amount. The finances, as I said, we're not going to change the bank balance, the transfer budget or the wage budget, and we're not going to give them a sugar daddy just as of yet. Again, hopefully that will come naturally in a season or two. But we are going to change their professional status from semi-professional to professional, so that will give them a bit more time to train with their players as well. But we are going to adapt the facilities. We're going to keep the name of the stadium completely the same, but we are going to change their capacity and seating capacity to 150, so that's the highest that it can go, and also the used capacity. The expansion capacity can also be changed, so obviously it won't be being changed anytime soon. The stadium condition is going to be as low as 0, because that's the lowest it will go. The surface, just for the sake of it, I'm going to change it to synthetic, and we are going to put a roof and undersoil heating in the stadium as well. The training facilities is a key factor for this as well, for their development, so we are going to put them up as high as 20. Again, that's the highest it will go. Youth facilities and the junior coaching will also be the same. The youth recruitment will also be playing a big part, hopefully, throughout the course of these videos. And the corporate facilities can also go as high as 20, so we'll change that as well. Just for the sake of it, I mentioned that I wasn't going to be changing the financial state of the club in a minute, but I will be changing their tactical attributes, so everything on here will be going up as high as 20 as well. So I'm quite excited about this experiment. Couple of you, well, some of you may be wondering as to why I've chosen Blyth Spartans. Is there a specific reason for it? Do I have a bit of a soft spot for the club? It was a bit of a random club, but it was just completely picked out of random, so we'll see what happens with it. The rival clubs will keep the same. Favourite people, dislike people, and the current affiliations we will keep the same. So the club are predicted to finish 17th over the course of this season. As you can see now, we have a 5-star rating of the training facilities. The youth facilities and the finances are currently okay, and we'll hopefully be seeing changing that as time goes on, because of the club's new 150,000 seater capacity stadium. Their estimated value has gone up to £1.7 billion. So again, that may change over time. We'll see what happens in the next season or two. I will be simulating 1 year ahead, so we will come back on the 25th of June 2019, and we'll see how far Blyth Spartans have got. I'm hoping they may get promoted the first time around. It may take excuse me, a season another season to get promoted. But the idea is, as it says in the title, it's Premier League or bust. So however long it takes really to get Blyth Spartans Football Club up to the Premier League, we'll have to just wait and see. If you did like the idea of this video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already to my channel, Andy Day FM, please feel free to do so. It will be great to see a lot more of you subscribing to my channel. There will be a lot more videos in the next few days, weeks. Where a couple of similar experiments may occur, may be created, maybe on an international level. But we'll have to wait and see. I will be checking on the club's manager status as well. So currently we've got Robbie Dale, who's the club's captain. We'll see if he's still there. If he's still their club captain at the end of the season. Dan Maguire is also their key player. Let's have a look at him. So it's a little bit touch and go at the minute. So there's a couple of sort of standout sort of attributes that he's got at the minute. So his technical side with his dribbling isn't too bad. His mental phase as well, off the ball sort of 17 to 18. His work rate 12 to 17 isn't really gonna jump out at you at the minute. It's not gonna jump out screaming, but I'll have to I'll wait and see. So we will be back very shortly, hopefully, with a year into the future. As I say, we'll come back on the 25th of June 2019. We'll see how far they've come. Okay, so we have gone a year into the future. It's now the 25th of June 2019. Let's see what's been happening with Blyth Spartans. So the standout part to this at the minute is the fact that they are still in the Vanarama National League North. Just looking from this page, the manager and their club captain have stayed the same, but their estimated value has gone up from £1.7 billion up to £2 billion. So the training facilities are in a superb condition at the minute, and both the youth facility and the finances are in a very, very reasonable, acceptable state. So let's have a look at the league table. So that was from last season. From this season at the minute. So let's have a look. I'm going to go back to 2018-2019 season. It looks like Darlington went up through the playoffs, and let's have a look to see who actually won. So York City won the National North, and Blyth finished 12th. So it's maybe taking them a little bit of time to get used to the new facilities. Let's have a look at the season. So they started off in August, a few draws, couple of wins, couple of losses, but then their form picked up through September. They went through against Whitby Town 3-0 in the FA Cup second qualifying round, and then went on to beat Barwell in the third qualifying round before getting knocked out by Solihull Moors. Let's have a look a bit further down. So they were in the FA Trophy for the third qualifying round, where they beat Bamber-Bridge 3-2. They drew against AFC Telford in the first round, and then they lost out to them on penalties in the replay. So the form was a bit iffy and butty. So it's quite interesting. So the average attendance really was in and around the 140 odd thousand sort of capacity, with very very minimal away fans, but still looking at about 250 yards, in the 200 mark, I'll probably say, for their attendances from the opposing fans. So let's take a look into see what they actually did on the transfer market. So they've brought a couple of players in from for this season already. Billy Clifford from Billericay and Cole on from FC United. What did I do last year? So looking at this, they brought in a couple of players on a free, couple of loans. They spent actual money. James Bailey from Curzon Ashton for £2,700, and also Ben McKenna from Chester and Josh Wild from Chester FC in Alfreton Town for £1,600 and £1,200. So it's not, in respect, that's not too bad. It's probably what I may have suggested or what I may have expected. Lewis Lane going to Harrogate Town on a free. So what else? What else is new? Let's have a look. In fact, actually, let's have a look at the club's details. So the Reputation was on 2,400 before. It's gone up now by 19. So a small increase in Reputation, but this is the big one. The finances currently at 25 million. They're just over in the bank with 14 million to spend in the transfer budget and the wage budget. Look at the wage budget, 101,000. That's ridiculous. Surprisingly, actually, the training facilities have dropped in standards. I'm not going to change them. We'll keep that the same throughout the course of these videos. So the tactical attributes as well, I'm not really surprised that they are they're still the same. They probably wouldn't have dipped or changed at all. Just quite. Am I surprised at that? No, not really. Am I expecting a lot more from this coming season? Yes, I am. I really, really am. It will be interesting to see where Blyth Spartans Football Club will be in a year's time. So we'll do the same as before. We'll go ahead another 12 months, so we will come back on the 25th of June 2020. The media prediction is saying that they will finish second. Let's actually take a look at this and see the season preview. So they reckon. So it's saying that Barrow 2-1 to get promoted back up to the Vanarama National League, with Blyth in second at 5-2. Will they go up? We don't know. Will we be finding out very, very soon? Yes, we will. So we'll come back in 12 months' time, the 25th of June 2020. Okay, then here we are. This is now the third, just about to enter into the third season with Blyth Spartans. I'm quite intrigued to see where they are in regards to the league. And they did get promoted last season, so they are now playing their football in the Vanarama National League. We'll have a quick look at that in just a second. They still have Alan Armstrong as their manager. Let's have a quick look at him, actually, because he's been with them now for 3 years. In this game anyway. Attributes-wise, he's not bad. He's not too bad for the standard of football that he's managing in. So he's done the business for Blyth in getting them promoted from the Vanarama National League. They have a new captain as well, Paul Lewis. Let's have a brief look at him. So again, his attributes, not bad. He's a fairly solid midfielder considering the level of football that he's actually playing in. It's not too bad. Isn't too bad. So the moment of truth, how did they do it? First, actually, the training facilities are still in a superb condition, and I've noticed as well the youth facilities last season were of a state-of-the-art rating. They have now decreased, to a superb condition, which is by no means bad. You know, considering that Blyth are in the Vanarama National League, they still have probably one of the best facilities in the league, and probably I'll probably say probably in the league and up to League 2, maybe even League 1. We'll have a look at that in the next video, maybe, see as I look at the other facilities of some other teams as well. They are still in a rich financial state, which is really, really good as well. We'll have a look at the editor in just a second, but first, the moment of truth. How did Blyth go up? Let's have a look. No, it's not even that. Schedule Vanarama North. We'll have a look at the fixtures as well in a second. Okay, that's interesting because Blyth did not win the league. They actually finished as champions in the playoffs. So they beat Hereford FC 2-0 in the final. Can we have a look at it? Oh, it's interesting. Alright, okay. So, the playoff final has been played at Edgar Street. Luke Chambers scoring 2 goals in 3 minutes to secure the victory for Blyth, which got them promoted. Let's see who won the league. So, Brackley were promoted as champions on 88 points. Blyth didn't even finish second, actually finished third, behind Hereford, who finished on 87 points. But Blyth winning in the final and winning 24 games in the league, drawing 9 and losing 9. They were the top goal scorers as well in the season, scoring 75 goals as well. So let's have a look at the rest of the stats. So we'll click on here and click on the club editor. So the reputation as well, that's had a bit of an increase in 12 months. I believe they were on 2,419 this time last year, and now they have increased up to 2,536, which is really good for the club, because now they can sign some, I dare say, better quality players from some better clubs, maybe. We'll see. We'll have a look at the transfers in just a second, but the finances, wow. Okay, so I believe this time last year, I will have to double check, they were around the 20-25 million margin. Look at that. 50.3 million sitting in the Blyth Spartans bank accounts, with 37 million pound in the transfer budget, so that could probably purchase some considerably good players. With the wage budgets at present, as well as 477,000, so that's very, very good. Still no sugar daddy yet, but I reckon that will change very, very soon. The facilities, as we mentioned before, the training facilities dropped from 20 to 19 this time last year, but the youth facilities, interestingly, have also dropped as well from 20 down to 19. But as I mentioned before, I can probably say that they still have some of the best facilities in the they will have the best facilities in the National League, and probably dare say when they get promoted, when they get promoted up to League 2, they'll probably still have some of the best facilities around. The tactical attributes have not changed neither. So, who did Blyth bring in last season? Okay, so we mentioned about Paul Lewis is their their new captain, signing from Cambridge United for £14 million, which will be rising up to £17.5. Not £1 million. What am I saying? £14,000. £14 million. That'll be some money they'll be spending in about 5 years' time, maybe. So they brought Paul Lewis for £14,000, and with subject to what I'll probably say will be the amount of games that he'll be playing will be increased up to 17,500. They did buy a couple of other players in the £10,000 margin as well, with a few 3 players being brought in between £5.5 and £6.75,000. But we actually left last season with only these 2 players being brought in. That was Billy Clifford and Cole Lonsdale. And you can see they've brought a lot of players. Quite a few. A lot of players. But, that being said, they were actually able to sell a few players as well. Loaning one player out to Ubuntu Cape Town. I'll probably butcher that name. Ubuntu Cape Town on loan. And they've... Interestingly, they've sold one of their players, younger players, to Blackburn Rovers for £40,000, which subjects to, I'll probably dare say, playing time up to £71,000, and also Gabriel Mara. I'll probably butchered that name as well. To Hull City for £28,000, with subject to increase up to a potential cost of £77,000 as well. So that's very interesting as well. And a couple of other players going out to Sutton, or being sold to Sutton, TNS and Wraith Rovers. Alright, so we looked at this, didn't we? General section, so not much, and we did look at the facilities. What I'm interested in as well, we did increase the club's stadium capacity up to 150,000. Let's have a look at the quick look at the stadiums as well from the other teams in the Vanarama National League, and the only standout one bar from us would be Notts County at Meadow Lane, with their capacity being just under 20,000 for a Vanarama National League side. That's quite good. With Tranmere at Prunton Park, just over 16,000, and FC Halifax at the Shea Ground for just over 14,000. So we mentioned that Blyth have been the newly promoted team into the Vanarama National League. Let's actually have a look at their season preview. So currently sitting 15th at 40-1. It'll be interesting to see what players are brought into the club now that they've actually been promoted. Will they make changes? Will they make additions? Will they get rid of a few players? Will they sell them on? Will they learn a few players out? We don't know. We'll come back very soon and have a look. Salford at present sitting at top on evens to get promoted to the League 2, so that's quite interesting. Now, we will come back in 2 years' time instead of 1 this time around. My guess, I would say, when we come back on the 25th of June 2022, World Cup year as well, I reckon Blyth will be sitting comfortably in League 2. That's my guess. They'll have 1 year in the Vanarama National League, and then they will get promoted, whether as champions or through the playoffs, I don't know. But that is my guessing. Anyway, we will come back in 2 years' time, and we'll see where Blyth Spartans are. Okay, then here we go. The final phase of part 1 of this video, Blyth Spartans Premier League or Bust. I'm intrigued to see where they finished. So let's jump straight in. So we've gone 2 years ahead in on the season, so it's now the 25th of June 2022, and they are still in the Vanarama National League. Am I surprised? Yes and no. Yes, because of the amount of money that they've got at their disposal. They could have brought in a few players, we don't know. Am I surprised? Really? No, because maybe they've just had to settle in the league first before, they push for promotion. As you can see, though, the media prediction is saying that they should finish first this upcoming season, season 2022 to 2023. But we'll have to wait and see. The training facilities and the youth facilities are still the same, which is great, and they're still both at a superb rating, and they are still financially rich, so which is really, really good as well. We will look at the editor, we will look at the financial side to it, and we will have a look at the National League now. So, where did we finish? So this was the playoff final. We didn't go up in the playoffs. Where do we go? We got knocked out in the semis. AFC filed, beating us 2-1. Alright, fair enough, I'll take that with a pinch of salt. We'll have a look at the previous season, season 2020 to 2021. And did we get through? No, we didn't get in through the playoff final. So did we get into the semis? We didn't get in through to the semis. So we'll go straight into the league table. We finished 14th. That's interesting because, well, mid-table finishing the first season, Barnet going up into the league on 82 points, and we were quite a way off. 18 points to be precise. So, made that as what you will. We will have a look at the fixtures as well very, very soon. I'm intrigued to see where we finish this time around. We mentioned before that we lost that to AFC Filed, but we finished 5th, which wasn't bad. I mean, we finished on 64 points last season, the season before, and now we finished on 80. Only 9 points off top. 9 points off from Stevenage, who went up with Notts County going up through the playoffs, which, it's quite a considerable improvement. I would have expected us to go up, but maybe, well, hopefully next season, we will have to wait and see. And obviously this is a table from this season to come. So, Blyth, let's see how our schedule was. We will go back to 2021. I'm not too... Now we know where we finished in the table, I'm not too interested in the results. I mean, you can see for yourself, a lot of reds, a lot of yellows, nice little patch of green here towards the latter stages of the season. But, where did we finish in the Cups? Now, we are in both the FA Cup and the FA Trophy. It would be nice to get some silverware in that cabinet of ours. I believe we've already got 12 trophies in there, but they are from the lower leagues. So first of all, we beat Staleybridge in the FA Cup 4th round qualifier, 2-0. Not a bad result. We drew against Fleetwood at home in the FA Cup first round, eventually beating Fleetwood away 2-1, which wasn't too bad, and they losing out to Birmingham City in the FA Cup second round. But, now this is what interests me. Now, for those of you who know me or have watched my videos before, I mentioned about that I'm a Villa fan. It's only at the point where Premier League teams and Championship teams come into the FA Cup at the 3rd round. So, what does that mean? Does that mean that Birmingham got relegated? I don't know. I'll have a look at the end of the video. But onto the FA Trophy. So Blyth beat Darlington in the FA Trophy first round, 2-1. That's a bad result considering Darlington is the team as who they are. Although they did... No, actually, sorry, they beat Halesowen 4-0 in the second round, which, again, very, very good result. Halesowen, not a bad team, quite a local team to me, actually. They beat Barnet in the 3rd round of the FA Trophy 2-1. So how far did they go? And there you have it. They lost out to Macclesfield 2-0 in the 4th round. Now that's season 2021. Let's have a look at season 21-22. Considering we finished 5th, I'm expecting a lot more greens. Not bad. So we've made quite a fair few decent runs in the league. I think this one's more of a standout win rate. 12 games without a loss, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, okay. It's not bad. But where do we end up in the FA Cup? So, the FA Cup, FA Cup fourth qualifiers. It was 1-0 against Bradford, Park Avenue. Not bad. Losing out to Peterborough United in the FA Cup first round. Okay, again, make that as you will. I may have expected us to go a little bit further in, but maybe the league was our top priority. It should be, considering we want to get up into League 2. But we also had the FA Trophy. Stalybridge Town, again. We beat them last time in the FA Trophy, I believe, or the FA Cup 1-0. We've now beat them 4-0 in the FA Trophy first round. Interesting. We beat Maidenhead 3-0 as well in the second round. We drew to Macclesfield in the third round, but they lost out to them on penalties. Very, very lucky there. Drawing 2-2 and losing out on pens. So, and then we finished out the the league, finishing 5th and losing out to AFC Fylde. So, not a bad little cup run for the FA Trophy. I thought we might have got a bit more for the FA Cup, but expectations are going to be focusing more so on towards the league. But my interesting point now is going to be the finances. You can see on here they had £50 million before, and now it's gone to 90 million, with 66 million to spend on the transfer budget and 870,000 to spend on the wages. That is ridiculous, especially for, I'll keep saying it, but considering at the minute Blyth Spartans are a National League team. They're not League One, they're not Championship, they are National League. That is ridiculous. Still no sugar daddy, and I'm not going to change that. I'm keeping that as it is. The reputation as well, I forgot to mention, has also gone up considerably over a 2-year period. It was 2,500 before, it's now gone up to 2,911. Very, very interesting. But the one that sticks out as well, I know it's only been 4 years, but the training facilities have dropped twice in the space of 4 years, and the youth facilities have dropped once. So, I'll leave that as it is. I'll leave that alone. I'm not going to bother touching that. The transfers. I mentioned about the transfer history before, about who they brought in. We'll go to 2021, and they spent £235,000. And they made back 170,000, and it's actually the current club's vice captain who is the highest fee to be paid, and that was 145,000 with subject to increase up to 180. That's not bad. Alright, I'm not going to pronounce his name because I'll probably butcher the name. If anybody does know how to pronounce it, please feel free to put that in the comments. But also on here, selling a player to Fulham, who are a Premiership side, for 61,000, subject to increase to 150,000. Luke Chambers, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. But look at this season. £7.5 million was spent. 5.25 million and subject to increase to 6.5 million was spent on Jaden Bennett from Watford, a Premier League team as well, which is brilliant, which is absolutely brilliant. Surprising, yes, but brilliant nonetheless. Roshan Williams as well from Shrewsbury coming in for 1.9 million, subject to increase to 2.4 million, which is another cracking signing. It's a step in the right direction for the club, which is fantastic. And we're also selling players as well. Again, to the likes of, you can see here, Brentford, a well-known Championship team, Leicester, Premier League team, Reading, Championship team. You know, you're selling players onto the bigger clubs. Harvey Neville to Walsall, £115,000. That's not bad at all. Really isn't. Making 325,000 from those players. It's not bad. And we have made one signing so far for Charles Vernon. For £14,000, subject to increase to 17.5, which isn't bad. selling John Appleton onto Swansea for what could be £120,000. So again, you're making the right steps. Right. Now, here's the thing. It's a Premier League or bust campaign. Can we get Blyth Spartans up to the Premiership? They're currently in the Vanarama National League. How long will it take to get them up to the Premier League? Given the amount of likes that I'm hoping to get from this video, if you did like it, hit the like button. If you want to have a look, or if you want to know any other teams in the English divisions as to where they are now, or where they will be in, say, 2-4 years' time, let me know. And I'll see what I can do for you. That's not a problem. Hit that subscribe button as well, because there will be plenty of other videos coming in, not just this experiment, but also I'm setting up a Journeyman save file very, very soon with teams based in Europe. Hit that notification button, because that is when you will know when these videos are up and running. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching my video. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification button, guys. I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.